Dan and Amy and other races, including federal races like primaries for congressional offices. A lot of time and money has been spent and focused on the Dan Lipinski challenge in the 3rd Congressional to see who.
Another one of those commercials.
Yeah. To see who faces the Nazi that the Republican Party is putting up.
Hopefully, can they write in a candidate? I mean,
sure they can.
Anybody that's in that congressional district and they pull a Republican ballot.
Well, obviously you're not voting for Art Jones.
Well,
It's
obviously
absurd.
you're not, but put a write-in candidate or something. I mean, my gosh.
Yeah.
Talk about falling asleep at the wheel. Who in the world let that happen?
The Ronner's Republican Party. There's a Republican primary in the 16th Congressional District. Adam Kinzinger is the incumbent. And James Marter, who previously ran in the primary in 2016 against Mark Kirk, is making another run for federal office, this time against Kinzinger. And James Marter joins us now. James, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Good morning, Dan, and great to be here.
And so give us your closing argument for the congressional seat. Why should Adam Kinzinger be deposed and you be installed as the nominee?
Look, I'm in this race because I'm sick of sellouts like Congressman Kinzinger. He's a career politician, been one since 1998, looking for his 5th term in Congress. He voted to fully fund Planned Parenthood in Obama's omnibus bill, voted for the biggest spending bills in history. He runs as a conservative every time. He was a never-Trumper, couldn't muster the courage to back our president in the 2016 general election, and even went on fake news, CNN, that attack him after that. All of a sudden, now that he has a primary challenger, me, he's out there saying that he's with Trump and he votes with him 99%. So if you can trust him after this primary, vote for him. If not, vote for me, Jim Marter.
So now Congressman Kinzinger is with President Trump?
Oh, he says he is.
Are there photos of them together?
Yeah, probably one or two, maybe.
Well, give us a little bit on your background and your policy agenda, kind of getting beyond just saying drain the swamp.
Yeah, so look, I've been in business 32 years in the private sector, been a scout leader for 17 years, and the reason I got into politics is I'm sick and tired of politicians who run and tell us that they're going to cut spending, they're going to cut the size and growth of the federal government, and they don't do it. This is outrageous. We got $20 trillion in debt, $200 trillion unfunded liabilities, and I studied economics at Purdue University in West Lafayette, and I'm telling you, the laws of economics don't change for the United States of America. If we don't get our spending under control in Washington, if we don't stop the madness, we don't stop it now, we'll turn into Venezuela, Greece, or any other country in history that had the same problem. And, it is time to stop it, high time to stop it.
Congratulations on that Sweet 16 berth.
Yeah. Big win over Butler. That 16th Congressional District is pretty, spread out. It's rural areas, but it also includes Rockford. And what are you hearing from people who live there? Like, what are their biggest
we got
concerns?
great support in Rockford. I've been up there a lot. I've been all around the district, and very exciting. I mean, we've got folks that are just out there working hard. I was up there canvassing with them last weekend. People working the neighborhoods, making phone calls for us. They're excited about an opportunity to send someone to Washington who's a true conservative, who will stay with all of the conservative values up and down the line and vote that way and stay voting that way, not just talk that way when there's an election coming around.
And so kind of do a little compare and contrast on specifics. You mentioned the omnibus spending bill, where you part company with Adam Kinzinger on sort of the conservative, the menu of issues from a conservative perspective.
Yes. So, again, he says one thing and does another every time he does it. So that bill included funding for Planned Parenthood. I'm never going to vote for a bill. They just did it again. By the way, Congress, we have a lack of courage in our leadership and the Republicans in Congress, and a lack of courage in many of our Republican congressmen. They're still voting to include funding for Planned Parenthood. I won't do it. We need to take that out. We have the House, the Senate, and the White House. It's time to take our issues and take them to go on offense, take the Democratic Party agenda apart and start picking it apart and taking it down.
All right. So when you have you spoken to Adam Kinzinger? I mean, did you guys have any debates or anything?
We've had no debates. He doesn't have the courage to debate with me. We've been at a number of events together, including last night. I've hit all the Lincoln Day dinners, hit the last one there in Putnam County last night. He's been to every one. So we get to speak at the same events. It's not the same thing as a head-to-head debate. He doesn't show up to the other debates that the forums like the League of Women Voters up in Rockford did. Won't do it. But I'm there every time there's a debate. I'm there. He's not. We've had some empty chair debates with him. He doesn't really get out there and address his constituents, and that's a big complaint. Folks are upset with the congressman because he's really not there for them. You call his office, he doesn't pick up the phone, he doesn't return calls, and doesn't really talk to folks. And I do.
How's the response been? Obviously, it's always difficult to take out an incumbent, particularly if you don't have substantial resources. And do you get the sense that people are really ready for a revolt in this state, or do you see people kind of continuing to be fatalistic and essentially say, there's nothing I can do, there's nothing we can do, we'll just kind of settle for the status quo?
Well, that's the argument being made by my opponent and his supporters, but there is a lot of folks that are upset, they're angry, they want change, and they're out there working hard, and we think we can do it. We think we're going to pull it off here in the 16th. We'll find out tomorrow. We don't have the money to know whether we have the poll numbers to back that up, but we have a lot of good indicators. We had some small polls early on that looked very well, and just the feedback from folks that are out there working hard, and it's time to make a change. All
right, and the website for your campaign?
My campaign is marterforcongress.us, the number 4, so marterforcongress.us. We can still use all the help we can get, and in particular for people to talk to their friends, family, and neighbors and tell them to vote for me over Congressman Kinzinger. He's let you down. He's sold you out. He's an establishment Republican, and he needs to go. And this is what my campaign's about. It's the only reason I'm in the race.
He is, James. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
I just said, get out there and vote. We need all the help we can get. I'm asking for your vote, and it's time to send Congressman Kinzinger packing.
He is James Marter, Republican candidate for Congress in the 16th, running against Adam Kinzinger. James, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.